All right, let's take a look at prep test 86, section 1, questions 7 through 12. We have an auction featuring 6 paintings, each by a different artist. The artists are JKN, RSV, and what do we know about this? Each painting will be auctioned separately in an order consistent with the following. So this is straight order. I want to nail down whether it's relative order or fixed order. And I'll do that as I look at the constraints. So the first constraint is that J cannot be auctioned immediately before or immediately after V. So they're just not next to one another. So it's JV. So in my world, to get that little horseshoe, which means it's reversible, that's not happening, and underline. Second constraint, V must be auctioned earlier than K, and K must be earlier than S. So it's going to be VKS. And there's an overlap between the first and the second constraints. Okay, VKS. Next, N is second or third. Okay, so that tells me it's fixed. I'm going to almost certainly bifurcate, placing the N in second on one hypothetical, third on the second hypothetical. Final constraint, R is earlier than N. And just as the first and the second constraints integrate, the third and the fourth integrate. And so this strikes me as quite straightforward. In terms of organization, 6 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same down here. All right, got that. And here I'm placing N at second and third. Then I'm placing R either here at first and here, first or second. That leaves me with VK. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this J, put it above this V, and just go like this. And what that's saying to me is that the J is not next to that V. So in this top hypothetical, you have V, K, S. I'm going to maintain the J relationship. Okay, very straightforward. Bottom hypothetical, a little more, you need some care here. It's still VKS. And still no J. But on the bottom hypothetical, either that V or J could fall over there with the R. So either the V or the J could be first or second. Okay, and that's it. I'm ready. So let's see what they came up with. Let's see if they made issues difficult, because they certainly didn't make the organization of this difficult. Okay, so the first issue here is the earliest a K could be. Okay, so you can say in the top hypothetical, the earliest K could be would be 4, right? That's the earliest you get K in there, because you have to count for the V. Bottom hypothetical is going to be 4. Because both the R and the V have to come before the K and the N is there. So the answer is 4, which is D. So that's a good start. Question number 8. The joysmith cannot be auctioned. So let me take a look at the J here. And to me, it looks like 3 or 4. I'm looking at the J and say, well, where can it be? But let me see what the choices are here. This is one where I will look for them for some guidance. Could a J be first? And the answer is sure. In the bottom hypothetical, there's no reason J couldn't be first. Could J be second? Yes, in the bottom hypothetical, J could be second. Could J be third? And that's going to be the answer, because you see how in the bottom hypothetical, J is not available. That's number 3 is not available. So if you drop it in here, if you drop it in, say, well, could you be here? The answer is no, because now you have to have VKS, and then you're putting the J next to the V. And you stop, for God's sakes, don't go to D and E. So the answer to question number 8 is C for Caligula. All right, we got that. So far, so good. Number 9. Now, the wording on this is interesting. See how it says the K must be the 4th painting auction if which one of the following is true. Normally, that's reverse. Normally, they'll say, if K is the 4th painting, what must be true? And then you're working from cause to effect. Here, you're looking for the effect. Meaning, just so I'm going to put the information in here and see, does this information result in forcing K into the 4th position? So you definitely want to be alert to this type of language, which is different from if K is 4, which must be true. Okay, so how about if we put J in 5? What happens? Well, if I put J in 5, here and here. Okay, and if I put J in 5, this would become V, K, S. And if I put J in 5 in the bottom, I'm going to have, I got to keep that VK thing. So the V is going to be over here, either 1 or 2. V, K, S. Okay. So if I put J in 5, then the K has to be in 4. That's the answer. And for God's sakes, stop. All right. A is the answer. All right. So that worked out well. It would have been a pain in the neck if they had made E the answer. I probably would have went, if A were not the answer, down to E, because that's what I do. But okay, so we have number 9. Number 10. How many of the paintings are there that could be the one auction 5th? So you don't need the answer choices. You're really looking for who can be in the 5th slot, who can be here, who can occupy this. Okay, so you're okay with S, right? Because J can fall back and be 6th. You're okay with K because, well, S can be 6. You're okay with J because J could be here, force S over to 6th and K to 4th. And that's it. So you could have J, K, or S. That's in both hypotheticals. So the answer is going to be there are 3 that can be in the 5th position, and that's answer choice C. Question number 11. If V is auction 4th, then how many of the paintings are there that could be the one auction 2nd? Well, I don't know. Let's put it in. So we're going to put V as 4th, and we're going to work it back. And again, you have this law that you built, right? So on the test, this is going to be in pen. The information in the individual questions will be in pencil, and then will be erased when you're done. So let me put V in 4. And now you're asking me, well, you're not asking me, you're requiring me, say, how many can be 2nd? So I'm looking for this spot here. Okay, well, I know N can be 2nd because N's up here. And here, V can no longer be 2nd because you just taken it away, but this could be R and this could be J. All right, the answer is there are 3, and that is answer choice C. So far, so good. They've been pretty kind, I think, in this hypothetical. Let's look at question number 12, our exit question. Here they want if S is auctioned earlier than J. So let me just account for that. It's just really adding the J up here. Okay, I've counted for that. So yeah. Then which one of the following must be true? Okay, well, it kind of looks like it's all flowing back. I mean, it looks like it's going to be J at 6, S at 5. We'll see. You got to count for because they positioned the J. So when you take the J out, there's no variable that's got any flexibility to it. You got to have that. And down here, You got to have that. Okay. So they want to know what must be true. So there's several things that must be true. A, must it be true that the first painting is R? No, that could be true. It doesn't have to be true because V could be the first painting on the bottom. Must it be true the second painting is R? No, because that could be V or N. Must it be true the second painting is V? No, because on the top hypothetical, it could be N. Must it be true that the third painting is N? No, because on the top hypothetical, it's second. Must it be true that the fourth painting is K? You got it. That's the answer. The answer is E. And you're done with questions 7 through 12.